Today we are here on the OG Raid Shadow Legends account because I want to show you the new unit that is in the QR code over here for new accounts. This is Lightsworn. He is a Void Epic, and this took the place of Fane, which was in the previous QR code for the previous month. So this is, of course, a Void Epic, which means he's harder to just summon naturally, which is nice that we can actually get him for new accounts. Let's take a look at his skills. This is, again, on the OG account, so of course I already have him skilled up. We have the skill 1, attacks an enemy 3 times, decreases the target's turn meter by 10%. We have skill 2, already good for Fire Knight, right? Triple hit with skill 1 and decreased turn meter. Skill 2 attacks one enemy, places a 50% decrease attack debuff and 30% decrease speed debuff for 2 turns. So it looks like already he is good for keeping the boss controlled, and when the boss does get a turn, the boss is not going to do as much damage. And then the skill 3, Indomitable, plays a 60% increased defense buff and a revive on death buff for all allies for 2 turns. So he's got some utility in Fire Knight, he's got some utility in Clan Boss, and potentially some other places. We are going to 6-star him because we have a ton of material. We should have a ton of materials to actually 6-star things on this I just saw what I did. Let's just I don't want to focus on any of that stuff just yet. I'll do Lightsworn. Where's Lightsworn? He's somewhere. There's so many different units here. Actually, let's not even use this chicken. Let's just use all of these other units. There's a lot of other 6-stars that we can make. So we should probably do more videos on this account. Let's ascend him one more time. Of course, we have the resources here on this account to do that. He is on a poison set. Now I lost him. I'm never going to be able to find him. He is on a poison set. I'm not sure why he's on a poison set. We're going to switch him to something else. We're going to make him fast. We're going to make him tanky. He's a defense type unit. We're just going to make him fast, tanky, good accuracy, and he is also going to be able to revive the team. So between the attack power buff, the attack power break on the big boss units, and the defense buff and revive on your allies, you really shouldn't take too much damage with him on the team, which is why it's really great that in the QR code, we're showing the QR code. They always have us showing the QR code to people that are already playing Raid Shadow Legends. Like, but you can play more. All right, guys. Anyway, cool unit though. Let's test him out. We're gonna re-rune him, re-gear him, and then we're gonna take him into some boss battles. Some of the other units in this month's promo code are Elenaril, which you get from the very start of the game, Uugo, which you get at level 20, Maus Mage, which you get at level 10, and of course the Lightsworn, which you get now at level 30. We also have the promo codes for new players. You can use Desert Queen for a Ruarc, legendary Void Champion, brand new Tholin Foulbeard by using the promo code DEMONSLAYER, Alice the Wanderer by using the promo code GETALICE, and last but not least, Greenwarden Ruarc by using the promo code TREEHUGGER. And you can only use one of those promo codes for new players only, and you have to input the code in the first day or 2 of playing the game. We are here in Fire Knight stage 20. Let's get this started, and I'll talk about the team while we are in the middle of doing this. So we have a Void Legendary, the elephant in the room. Void Legendary is available to everyone. That is the crowd control unit. We've got the taunt on multiple of the enemies there. And then also it is going to be doing some attack gauge reduction with skill 1 on the boss. And it is a unit that everyone has access to from logging in for a certain amount of days. There are a few actually legendaries and epics, especially epics, that are like that you get after a certain amount of days. Cleoptrix is another one that you can get after just logging in. They'll give you a certain amount of pieces every month, and then you will get Cleoptrix. So maybe we do, because we have that on this account as well. So maybe we'll do a video on that if you guys want to see that. But that is the most rare unit in the game, and that is available to everyone from just logging in. Then we have the Allure, which is a that's the unit that just got hit right there, because that is only at 5 stars. I didn't even 6-star her ever. She is just there for some attack gauge reduction on the boss, and all of her skills, she's got the AoE defense break, but all the other skills are turned off. We actually, oh no, we do have the sustain on here. We have the healer right there. That unit right there, it is a rare magic unit. The Allure is an epic magic unit, so that is a little bit harder to get, I would say. But the other two units in here are both rares. We have the Cold Heart, which is a void rare, and then we have the Apothecary, which is a magic rare. So really not that hard to get these units, aside from the Visix, which is the void legendary, and that is just a unit that you can get from playing the game for a certain amount of days. But I mean, she's not mandatory. She's just good in she's good at controlling the waves, and then she's got some multi hits with attack gauge reduction for the boss. So we've got, we're not really getting those skill 3s too much. I would say maybe the Apothecary is doing some more exciting stuff right now by doing the heals. I think we might actually get some more value out of this in Clan Boss. Because Clan Boss, you need to have those revives. So the Revive on Death is going to be pretty critical, and we'll see if we can bring something in that will increase the duration of the Revive on Death, or decrease the cooldowns, so we have it very often. We have some other units that are good for Clan Boss. I don't want to use too many of the other units that kind of take the place of him, though, because then that kind of defeats the purpose. So Visix, actually, she should be tankier, but because she has taken, although the enemies are level 280, so I would expect them to do a little bit of damage, and we don't have too much hard CC. It's hard in this game to get, like, hard stuns and freezes. Usually those are some nice legendary champions that have those, although the unit that we just had in this Titas fusion, the Gom, actually has, and we have him on this account, because we're not going for the Titas, so I just wanted to get the Gom, and that's it. But we can use him for some CC and some sustain as well. So it actually, if I was going to put Gom in this, he really doesn't do much for the boss, aside from some sustain for the, actually I have to double check the skill 1 to see how many hits it is. But he's got some sustain, and he's got some hard control for these waves, that AoE stun. So I would take him in instead of Apothecary and Visix, and I would bring in something else that has multi-hits and control for the boss stage. We're not really seeing too many things potentially dying, but that's the whole point of this dungeon run, is like, let's try to not die too much, but just in case it's there. It's not always there. You know, there are some openings for enemies to come in and start killing us, but they're a decent amount of time. I forgot we have to actually finish the masteries for this, because we need to do some more HP-based, enemy HP-based damage. And I don't think these masteries are ever actually finished. Or they might be enough scrolls for them, and they just weren't applied. But this is going to take a little bit longer than I want it to, just based on that. And also, a lot of these units are just control units. There's not really any damage aside from Cold. Well, I guess Cold Heart's doing a decent amount of damage. So we could also do Double Cold Heart is another one we could do for this team as well. Cold Heart's got multi-hits on skill 1, and then she's got that really powerful Heartseeker on skill 3. So boss's shield is down. We got some attack gauge reduction. Hopefully we're going to be able to get that speed break on the boss. Resisted. Nice. Hopefully at one point we're going to be able to get that speed break on the boss. Let's see. She's decreasing the attack gauge. He's getting resisted a lot. That's why I didn't want to go really too much higher, because the accuracy is not as high as I want it to be. Decreased turn meter. Okay, that was his skill 1. Decreased turn meter. If we see the slow and attack power break, that's going to be the skill 2. But the slow is going to make it even better, so the boss doesn't even get a chance to get close to a turn. There's the decreased attack. We didn't get the decreased speed, though. That would have been nice. But I don't think, yeah, all 3 different units that are decreasing turn meter, the boss is never going to get a turn. But I see this as being potentially Fire Knight unit, but more so even than that is a unit for clan boss. Because those revive on death. I say that he's going to be a terrible showcase in clan boss. And we're going to be like, weep. Although, he might actually be good for... Iron Twins. I don't know what this is. Swimming? Swimming. He might be good at swimming in the Iron Twins Fortress. That could be a thing. Lots of dots. Decrease attack gauge. Boss is never getting a turn. Yeah, boss is never getting a turn. I wish we would have got the speed break on there, though. That's kind of a bummer. We can fast forward. We can fast forward to the end of the run, I guess. Not a super fast run, but it is a run that is. We took some of the damage out of it though, because I wanted to make it a little bit more attainable. I also took Alice out of here, but even though Alice is attainable as well. 9.5 minutes for this dungeon run. Yeah, Raid is very different from Summoner's War. And then she finishes it off right there, and we're gonna wind up just tossing all of these. Yeah. Let's try to upgrade this. See if we get speed. Let me speed in. Not enough. Not enough. Yeah. Let's try it out in some clan boss. Now we are here in Brutal for clan boss. We are going to try it. There is the elephant in the room. Another elephant in the room. There's a different Void legendary on this one, but this is, we're really not getting the value out of this one. He is just a sustain unit. Or we are just using him in here as a sustain unit, rather. So, boss has attack power buff. Also an attack power break. And we have, well, we have some revive on deaths on the team, but they are already off. So they're already off. Let's see. Got some more Alice doing Alice things. Got some more sustain, some burns. $161K. That's just, this is, I'm just want to show you guys how good Alice is. That's what it is. Let's see if we let's see if we get the revive at the opportune moment. Actually. Decrease buff duration. So we don't take so much damage there. We got the attack power break. We got the burn. I mean, Geomance is going to be doing Geomance things. So we've got some really strong units. We don't have a, well, we do have the double man eater, but if we really want to go crazy, but that kind of like doesn't make any sense with what he does, because man eater has the unkillable and he has the revive on death. So if things are unkillable, we don't really need to revive on death, do we? But I want to see this revive on death actually in action. We should have brought something in that does increase buff duration or decrease cooldowns. Actually, you know, we have the unit. We have the unit in the other account, a brand new mythical unit that would have given him more access to skill 3. We got the decrease attack there. Beautiful. Yeah, we're not really going anywhere anytime soon, but we will see if when the boss does some fatal damage, if we actually take that fatal damage, or if we have the revive on death. And we took a little bit. Cold Heart is always the one that does. I feel like maybe I should change my Cold Heart built on everything to just make her kind of like a bruiser, so she doesn't just take a crap ton of damage all the time. Not too bad yet. Cold Heart is almost dead. We don't have the revive on death though. But that's kind of why I'm concerned about wanting that more often than not. So that we always have it available. Because I feel like the boss is just going to attack us at like a time like this where there's nothing protecting her. So do we actually get the opportunity to use the revive? Nice. But by the time the boss moves, again, she's gonna have it off anyway. Yep. I think that's kind of the bummer. So I think the key is to use that with a unit that does prolong beneficial effects or decrease, because right there, you know, it's not a revive, it's just a revive on death. Because if she still had it on her, she would have popped right back up. That is how revive on death works. But let's see if we can maybe save Alice or Geomancer or one of those. Possibly. Yeah, he's not gonna have it yet. So let's see. Will he get another turn? Well, actually, you know what we could do? We could bring a booster in here. Because look at that. He's like right... Well, we have it now. I was just hoping it was going to be like that perfect opportune situation. But this is kind of why people manual things. Yeah, and this is also why revives are better than revive on death. In some instances. Because, like, for example, Godseeker Neri, but that's just always active. So it's always going to do it regardless. Versus this one, you have to actually have that buff up. I mean, so right now we're still going to do some damage, but we really don't see the value because they already have those buffs off. So really, in order to get the value out of this, we would need to bring something in to prolong the beneficial effects. I am going to try to make this a free-to-play friendly-ish team. We got to bring the Lightsworn. I had to take all the legendaries out. We're going to bring the Lightsworn in. We're going to put that as the... We'll do that one. We'll do this one. We have damage. We have sustain. I want to build Valerie. It's a little late in the day to start building new units and start gearing everything up. And then the video comes out tomorrow instead of today, so we are on a time crunch. We're always on a time crunch, by the way. Otherwise, videos, I would just keep working on things until they were better and better and better and better. But let's see. This is all epics. Let's see how it does. I'm hoping it does well, because that's kind of the point. Get some heals going on. Actually, we're doing more damage than I expected us to do already. Get a lot of debuffs. There's the buffs. There's the cleanse. There we go. I want to see the revive on death, though. That's the purpose of... Let's actually get... Oh, wow. We're going to clear this before that actually comes into play. All right. Yeah, I love how we didn't even see... Let's maybe do this on the next stage. We're on the next stage. Couple tweaks though. Number one is we're using Loki as the leader just for the accuracy leader skill. There is no other accuracy leader skill that I have. That's why he's there. And then we also changed Lightsworn to use his skill 3 after his skill 2. So he's going to use skill 2 first, then he's going to use skill 3. So we should be landing debuffs. We should also be not doing the... well, I mean, I suppose we're going to be doing the skill 3 now. And hopefully, by the time the boss moves again... No, we're not going to have it. Because boss is... Cold Heart's going to move first. We should have used 2 different skills first, and then that... I feel like there's just never a good opening for that skill 3 to be activated. Yeah. But that's why he's not Godseeker and Eerie. She just does it as a passive. So I feel like you got to bring him in with something like Valerie to get the true value out of that. Bye-bye. But Geomancer's going to do all the damage himself anyway, so I guess it's fine. Just kidding. He's not going to do all the damage by himself. Okay. Just kidding. He is going to do all the damage by himself. Okay, he's got the burn. It's sketchy. It's sketchy, but I wanted to give him at least a little bit more of a chance to be able to do what he can do. You know? It was the least pretty way of actually clearing this. So that is Lightsworn, the brand new Void Epic from the promo code up here that you can get for any new account in Raid Shadow Legends. I think that the best way, since we saw so much where that skill 3, just as soon as we needed it to be active, it was already off the units on the team. So I think that there's two ways that we can kind of work around that. Number one is we can go over all the way down here. Where is it? So many different gear sets. We can go to Reflex, 40% chance to reduce random skill cooldown. That is one way of doing it, so he has more access to skill 3. Even though he's skilled up, he didn't have as much access to skill 3 as we needed. There's another way of doing it. We can go to Banner Lords, all the way at the bottom, and this support unit Valerie over here, which I believe is also a campaign drop. She has, I don't know, her first skill, yeah, it doesn't do really anything. The second skill increases duration of all buffs on all allies by 1 turn, which means we get another turn of that Revive on Death buff, which is really nice. Well, another turn of both buffs. Also decreases the duration of all debuffs on all allies by 1 turn. This is one of the best rare units in the game, to be honest. She just does so much with this skill 2, and then she's got the skill 3 shield as well. Great support unit. She also has the leader skill, increase ally HP and faction crypts. But yeah, I think that one of those two or both of those would be great things to do with Lightsworn, just to make sure that he has that skill 3 available as often as possible, and it is as strong as possible. But anyway, that's it for this one. Just wanted to do a little showcase on the new unit in the QR code for all of the new players to download, or people that want to just start an alt and play around with some of the new units. Alice, or Tuanarak, or Tholin, or Ruarc. I don't know. Who's picking Ruarc? Someone has to pick Ruarc. I don't know. Maybe people downloading 4 times and using 4 different new accounts, and one of them has Ruarc just because they want to play with it. I don't know. That's entirely possible. Anyway, that's it for this one. See you as always in the next one.